Hey guys, in this week's tip, we're going to take a look at a part of a demonstration that I give to folks that are interested in some of the loyalty functionality within SMS. Now, I entitled it Advanced Customer Engagement. It's really not hard and it's really not advanced, it's just a lot different than what folks typically do or what activities people engage in when they typically think of loyalty. Now, one of the knocks that I sometimes hear from folks is that all we do in loyalty is give away discount and give away profit dollars to the customer so that they'll come in my store and buy. Well, in this review, you're going to see we're going to completely debunk that myth. So here's the scenario we're going to use as a learning experience today. I've got a national brand of ketchup that I have competitively priced against all the other guys in town. I sell a heck of a lot of it too, and I'm going to show you that in just a second. I'm just getting ready to introduce, though, my store brand of ketchup where I make a little bit more profit and I sell it at a better price than I typically would the national brand. So what I want to do is let the folks that buy the national brand of ketchup know about my store brand of ketchup to see if they'll make that switch over. Let's take a look at this. Alright, so we're going to start off in a basic item cost view. I've got my movement analysis over here, and I brought in a report code. I just assigned a report code to the items that I want to work on today, these three items. Now, if you're not familiar with report code, it's down here in the main table, and all it is a way to group items that, well, you want to report on. To do that, it's pretty simple. You go to the auxiliary menu and you bring up the report codes here, and now you can just bring it over here so you can see it. You can just enter in any code that you want and a description for it. You can see I only have 3 here. Now, this is virtually unlimited. It is limited by the characters over here in the number portion of report code, but it's most likely that you're not going to run out of these things, so I'll make a whole heck of a lot of them, pull items into the browser, and add the report code. To add the report code, just come right over here. You can double tap. You can see it's going to bring up the handy dandy little template, and away you go. Now that we're all set up, let's see what we got here. I got my 3 items here. I've got my national brand of ketchup and my 2 house brands that I'm getting ready to launch. Now, with my national brand of ketchup highlighted, I can see over in my movement analysis window that I've sold the heck out of it here in the first quarter. That's fantastic. And if I look at my regular retail price, everything's been sold at regular retail, so I haven't had to discount off of that price. That's also good. I'm better priced than my competition, and I've got pretty good sales. Now, let's take a look at my cost down here. It's $3.45 and some change when you add that in. Now, the difference between my price and my cost is about 54 cents or so in profit. Not too shabby, to say the least. So first things first, we're not dumb retailers, we're smart retailers. We have no interest in cannibalizing profit dollars, or in this case, pennies. With our national brand of ketchup, we were making 54 cents of profit per bottle sold. We don't want to lose that if we can avoid it. But we wouldn't mind increasing those pennies just a little bit if we can introduce a new product to the customers that buy that national brand of ketchup. That's exactly what we're going to do with our store brand of regular ketchup here. Now, on my store brand of ketchup here, I've highlighted it, and you can see I'm not really selling that much, at least nothing significant yet. But a couple things that we need to note. We need to introduce this product to the public, to the folks that buy ketchup, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But we need to talk a little bit about our messaging and why we're doing it this way. Well, first, let's take a look at our regular retail price here. $3.49. This is about a 17% margin here on the unit cost of $2.88 and some change. Now, if we do the quick math between regular price and unit cost here, it's about 60 cents as compared to 54 cents with our national brand of ketchup. That's a pretty significant increase, a little over 10% if you do some of that math. So it's not too bad in terms of adding a couple extra pennies in your pocket. We're offering just as good a product to the consumer at a better price. That's going to be our messaging. Now, how the heck do we pick the consumers, and how do we get something out to them to let them know? Well, with SMS, it's easy peasy. I'm going to come right back up here to my national brand. I'm going to highlight it. You're going to see all the movement, all the sales that we've got. Now I'm going to go into something that's not really advanced. It's something that's always been there. You just may have never used it this way. I'm going to go into the cube reporting. I'm going to go into the customer cube section, and I'm going to run a customer monthly summary. I'm going to pull it up here, and we're going to take a look at it. Now, this is the main customer monthly summary cube that you'll get out of the box. Actually, the one out of the box has 12 months. I just deleted 9 of those months because I think it's easier to look at the calendar in a quarterly view like this. So out of the box, what we're looking at here is a customer monthly summary, all customers that purchased in my store in the month of March. Alright, so before we proceed, I want to show you one other thing, because some of you are probably saying, Self, I ain't got a cubes pull down in my menu up here like this. So let me go ahead and shut this down, and I'll show you the longer way to get to it, or the more traditional way if you don't have this drop down menu. You go into reports here, it's going to pull up standard reports. Now I'll drag it down. You can see I still got all my data back here, so we haven't lost any of that. It's going to be in the financial section, cubes, and then way down here at the bottom, I got to drag this up a little bit so you can see it. Way down here at the bottom is the customer monthly summary. If I go ahead and click on that, you're going to see I'm right back where I were. Now I'm going to clean this window up so we got a nice clean view here, and let's proceed. The next thing I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier and a better show is I'm going to drag my cube report down here so we can see the windows behind it here in SMS Pro. Now I'm going to do a little magic trick here. There's nothing fancy about it. This function has been there for a long time, but again, you may have never used it like this. I've got my customer monthly summary up, every sale for all the customers that I've been tracking in the month of March. There's this little radio button up here, use items from the browser. When I click it, watch what happens. I click, and now the report changes. The cube report changed. Do you know what happened? Well, it's pretty simple. What we told the cube to do is only use items from the browser that we have right up here and show me customers that bought those items in the browser. Now think about that for a second, because that's some pretty powerful and some pretty cool stuff that we just did. So what's next, you ask? Well, pretty easy. We're going to take our cube and I'm just going to drag it down here to the bottom of the window here just so it's out of the way for now. Now what I'm going to do through the magic of television here is I'm going to go ahead and create a coupon item. And you're saying, heck, I don't want to give anything away. I know. I said that up front, and we're not really going to give much away. I'll show you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to create that off camera, bring it back on camera, and then we'll proceed from there. All right, so what I did is I created this coupon item right here, and I went ahead and threw it in my report code that we were using earlier just so that you can see all the items on one screen here. Now the coupon's pretty simple. You've seen me set these up all the time. The basic gist of this, because I want to try to get the customers that are buying national brand to switch over to my store brand, I'm basically giving 50% off for one bottle of ketchup. Now one thing I will note is over here on the POS table, instead of the normal electronic coupon that I normally do, in this instance I selected targeted coupon, which is the number 2 here. And I'm going to show you why I did that here right now. The main reason why I selected a targeted coupon over here versus standard electronic coupon is just so that I can take some of this older SMS technology that we've had for quite some time and combine it with some of the newer SMS technology that's included in SMS payment. Now within SMS payment, you've got a piece that's called generic loyalty, and within generic loyalty there's this piece called offer generator. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and drag it down here so we can kind of see everything. Now let's go through this. Basically what I'm doing is I'm using some of the newer features of SMS payment in conjunction with the old electronic store coupons. Now you're probably asking yourself, Self, why the heck is he taking old stuff and mixing it with new stuff? Well, there's a couple new key features that I want to use in this new stuff, combine it with the older electronic couponing engine, and make the coupon and the offer to the consumer even more powerful. So you can see what this utility is doing. I've highlighted a coupon here, and it's going to go ahead and put that item right here. That's what we're working on, same item number. You can see if I go up here and switch over to a new item, it's going to change. But right now what I want to work on is this electronic coupon that we've worked on. With this new tool, I have the ability to set an expiration date. I can go ahead and double tap in here and I can say this is good through the end of April. You're going to see my coupon item number is here just like before. The coupon description is carrying over from what we had over on the older stuff too. Now there's some new features here that I'm really interested in as well. This section for customer is what we're getting ready to use right now that's going to make this thing all come together. So at this point, I'm going to go back to the cube report that we were in. I'm going to highlight it and drag it back up here so that we can re-review what we did. Remember, we looked at our national brand of ketchup, we pulled in the customer monthly summary, and we hit the little magic button over here to only use items from the browser to show the customers that bought the stuff that was in the browser. These are the customers that came up. Now this is the whole key to this entire demonstration. I use this line all the time in all my demonstrations. In SMS, we treat customers just like items. And what do I mean by that? Well, watch what I'm going to do. There's one more magic button within this cube report that we're going to utilize to make this stuff come together. It's called Update Browser, and it's right here. Now when I hit this, watch what happens. In my browser now, I've got the items that we've been working on to build out our offer. I'm going to click Update Browser here from my cube and watch what happens. Let me drag the report out of the way, right back down here. We put the customers now into our browser. Now we can interact with those customers. But notice what else is still over here. My coupon that I've been working on. That's pretty cool. Now I've got customers and the coupon. What do you think I'm going to do right down here in the customer field? Well, look, you can see Michael Phelps is highlighted here. What about if I go to Thomas Paine? If I highlight Thomas Paine, he's going to be highlighted here. what I'm going to do is scroll down to me because I've got an email address already on file in SMS for me. I'm going to highlight myself, and then I'm going to come down here to this other little radio button here called Clip Needed. I'm going to clip that because I don't have a scanner attached. I'll show you more on that in just a second. So think about what we did. I searched on national brand of ketchup. I saw that I sold some. I want to introduce my store brand of ketchup. What customers bought national brand of ketchup? I pulled them into a cube. I threw those customers from the cube into the browser and now included those customers, or at least one of them in this case, in the coupon offer. So what we did is pretty simple. We've got a coupon that expires at the end of April that is basically 50% off of my store brand as a trial, and it's only good for this customer right here. Once I click add offer, now that offer is active within the system. What's also very cool about this, and you're going to see in the demonstration in just a second, I can take this item number into any freely available barcode generator online, and I can make a barcode and I can include that in the template that I'm getting ready to show you. Now the next step in this process is to bring in another tool that's been around for a little bit. It's not all that new, but it's the customer email tool. Now I'm going to open it up and drag it over in the middle so we can see what's going on. This particular tool is pretty cool because it's pretty similar to the label generator within SMS. We're going to select a template from the drop-down list here. Now, we don't create these templates for you. You can either work with your reseller or you can work with your marketing team or a third-party marketing firm and create standard old HTML email templates. You throw them in the folder that we tell you to, and then the templates will show up here. In this case, I'm going to select my Ketchup template, and I'm going to go ahead and paste in so I don't have to type and save a little time, a subject for the email. This is what's going to show in the email. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter to accept that. The from section that you see right here, that's from the standard store details table within SMS. And you can see because we're already working on a customer, me up here, it's pulled that customer in here, and you can see the email address that I already have on file. Now one thing I'll point out here is I'm going to go ahead and hit send mail here in a second, and that's going to send this template to this customer. Even back here on the offer, you see global here and you see another global button here. Basically what global does is it's going to send it to all customers that we pulled in the browser, and it's going to create the offer for all customers into the browser. Because I don't have emails for everybody in my demonstration, I only selected one. So when I hit send email, you may see this. Yep, there it is. The Exchange FTP driver is firing off, and that's actually sending the email out. Now in the real world, you're probably going to have this be a scheduled task that's going to shoot out sometime during the night or maybe several times during the day. Regardless, the process is the exact same. Now before I go show you the email that's in my email browser, I thought I'd show you the template. This is just a Chrome window that I've got open here. Standard HTML template. All this stuff is static. Even the barcode is static because I just pasted it in as an image. Now you can see some of this gobbledygook up here, this @dbhot, and we got some more of that stuff down here. Those are items and elements within the SMS database that allow me to pull something in. So you probably know what this is just by taking a look at it, even though it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It's the salutation, hey, and this is probably going to be the person's name. So think about what we're going to do here. We're going to be able to interact with our database, send a salutation, use the person's name, send them an offer. This barcode here is the exact barcode that you would use for the coupon that we just created in SMS2. So let's hop over into my email client and take a look at what this thing looks like for real. Okay, so here's the email the customer just got. You can see it's coming from your store. It's got the subject that we typed into the tool to the email address that's housed in the SMS database. It's got some of that @dbhot nonsense right up here that's saying, hey, it shipped it to us, and look at what this other @dbhot nonsense did. I used the person's name that's on file in the salutation. Pretty cool stuff. The rest of this, for the most part, is just a standard HTML email template. Now look at what we did. We took national brand of ketchup sales. We looked at customers that bought that national brand of ketchup. We threw those customers into the browser and we sent them an offer for trial for our store brand. Why? Because I can sell it at a better price to the customer and I get to save a few extra pennies in my pocket. Now that is pretty darn cool. So one final thing we got to take a look at. We got to see if all this nonsense worked. So I signed in the customer into the POS. I've scanned the store brand of ketchup. Now if you remember, I select causing or requiring a clip on that coupon. The reason because I don't have a barcode scanner hooked up. So I'm going to go to my clip coupon section and you can see right here it's saying, up, there's that coupon. You need to clip it, Mr. Customer. In the real world, that customer could present that email with the barcode on it. You could scan it and it's basically going to do what I'm getting ready to do. So I'm going to go ahead and clip it. You can say, hey, that coupon is now ready. And when we hit subtotal, the magic is going to happen. Watch this. Look at that. 50% off only for that customer that we sent the email to, only for that targeted offer, only for that targeted time period. Now that, my friends, is darn cool stuff. And to wrap this up, you may not have had to actually do that 50% off trial for your store brand of ketchup. You may just have had to communicate with the customer to let them know that there are options out there and they can save a little money. And oh, by the way, you made a few extra pennies as well. Well, that's it for this week's tip. Hopefully, we've given you some pretty cool ideas that you can utilize in your own store today and reach out and touch some of those fantastic customers you all have. Until next time, have a great day.